Hey guys, Griffin here, and today I'm going to be soloing Underbog, sort of. Now, I want to let you guys know I did down 3 of the 4 bosses, but Gazran, the water boss, was just too hard. I tried Nature Resist, I tried a bunch of stuff, and I wasn't able to do it, so if you're hoping for a full clear, you're not going to see that here. I apologize, but I did want you guys to see the other 3 bosses can easily be downed, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So pretty much stealth through this. There is a pat right here you have to watch out for, but this is pretty brain dead. Now these giant right here, these bog giants, they can be soloed. So if you want to do this for maybe some mode of life farming, it's you could clearly do these. I think I pulled both of these at the same time once, and I was able to 2 tank them. It was very close, but definitely doable. Now my gear is going to be full tier 4. I'm also wearing an armor trinket, and I think I'm probably wearing my best armor rings as well, just to because most of these are going to be physical damage with the exception of the last boss. Now, if you notice, I come around the back, I enrage. I don't pull him until the enrage is about to fall off because he does hit kind of hard, and I don't want to deal with it. Luckily, I dodge anyway, but you're going to see me try to keep all my debuffs up. So, obviously, Demo Roar, you want to have Lacerate up, you want to have Fairy Fire up, all that stuff up and running through the whole thing. The only real mechanic other than him hitting hard is he's going to drop those mushrooms. You just need to keep moving away from them. You've got plenty of time, so there's no need to rush, and you're going to have to do this a couple times back and forth. So try to hug near the wall to make it a little bit easier on the second pass. So as you pull him, you're going to see he's not doing a ton of damage, but he also isn't taking a ton of damage, so this is going to take a while. All you need to do is make it to 20% and the fight is over. You'll see why in a second. So I'll just let you watch while I do this. One of the things you want to keep an eye on is I skipped those 2 ads, so I always check to see where they're at because I'm going to be turning him back and I don't want to get too close and accidentally pull them. You pretty much can come about 15 yards off the wall and you're fine, but you're going to see me kind of just walk back here and just keep as close as I can without taking mushroom damage. And yeah, just like that. Easy peasy. Same thing, tank, tank. Now you'll also notice I didn't take any pots or anything for this fight. You don't really need them. However, because the later fights I do end up using it, if you feel like it, you can pop a couple pots. I'm thinking like your agility elixir and your armor elixir just to survive a little bit longer or make it a little bit easier, especially if you're struggling on these. I don't really need it for this fight because it is pretty easy, and you're going to see what happens at 20%. Pretty much makes it a joke as long as you can get him down to 20%. But because the other fights, the armor is very helpful, I would say you could probably open up with armor. Alright, so he hit 20%. He now starts doing this, what's it called? Yeah, what's it called? Foul Spores. Essentially, he's just going to do random stuff to melee. Just move out and heal yourself up to full. And now he's at 17% and you're full health. The fight's over. Obviously, still watch out for the mushrooms. When he dies, the mushrooms will all despawn, so you don't have to worry about them after that. But you still want to continue to move away from the mushrooms. Alright, first boss is officially down. So now we're going to be going on to I don't know his name, the hunter and the bear. I'm going to fast forward through here. Oh, something I want to point out really quick. See these bat spores? They do a figure 8 pattern, just so you know. I've gotten hit by these guys a couple times. You can fall off the ledge and hug up on the legs of all this lifted stuff to reset the instance. But you really don't want to have to do that, so just go ahead and make sure you know the pattern. The Underbog is pretty ignorable. Now, I am going to demonstrate really quick here that you can kill these things solo. It's pretty much just a tank and spank. They do a debuff, you'll see right here. Really not that bad. Like I said, I've tanked 2 at a time, so 1 at a time is pretty easy, and you can pull all 3 of these separately if you want to. But we're not going to focus on this. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up in a second. All right, this next part, you've got two pats you got to worry about. I just marked them really quick. When they're coming down is when I feel most comfortable passing them, and you just stay to the left. Now you'll notice the two mobs at the very top, though, they can see stealth, so you need to be careful when you come up these stairs or up the ramp. I'm gonna remark these guys, and the trick is to hug this corner. You can, if you want, just go bear right here, pull them, and go to the corner. I like getting position and everything, so I come over here, get squared away, and pull. Now, something you're gonna see me check really quick is this is another pat, which is why I mark it. So I try to pull these guys when both the pads are away. I go to pull and then I hesitate because the pad's right there and the other pad's coming, so I wait. Okay, so these guys are pretty straightforward. I do it a little different in this one, but normally when I pull these guys, I keep the demo roar up and then I lacerate both of them. That way they're both taking damage. On this one, I just focus down one, which they all work, but it's pretty... I mean, it's not a lot. You can see I'm not taking a ton of damage, especially with Leader of the Pack. You're getting healed so quickly. It's pretty much nothing. Okay, now that they're dead, everything else can't see you. The fish in the water can, but none of these guys can, so you can just go ahead and stealth through all this. I'm just going to speed this up really quick to save us. Okay, so there's two more pads, but they can't see you, and then we're at Gazran. Now, I didn't mention it. Maybe I did mention it, but this guy cannot be killed. He does a ton of nature damage. I have tried full nature resist, well, not full, but I've tried like 180 nature resist. I've tried just healing through it. I've tried a bunch of stuff. I'm not able to down this guy, so I am going to be skipping him. Sorry if this was the one you're trying to kill. He's just too much. Maybe in near future I'll be able to kill him, but I didn't even get close. I think he was at 95% health when I died. Okay, yeah, these guys, if they do detect you, you can just hop out of the water and they'll reset. And then you just drop down here. And then I had to go AFK, so there's going to be a cut shot right here, but I came right back and finished this up. Yep. More stealthing. If you need to do the Druid quest, you just passed it. Hug the walls. You gotta go up on this wall, make it a lot easier. And now we're at the Hunter. Now this is where I'm gonna pop the pots. So I've done this fight enough times. It can be done without the pots. It's very hard to do. So if you can afford using some pots and you don't want to do this a billion times, maybe you're just doing it for the reason I'm doing it, which is for this quest right here, then just pop the pots. See, I'm wearing my armor trinket still. Now, there are a couple things I do wrong here, but first thing is you want to focus the Hunter, ignore the bear. Keep Demo Roar up on him because he is going to be doing damage. But if you try to kill him first, he'll just get re-healed anyway. It's just not worth it. The other thing I did wrong, however, is I'm trying to keep my back faced to the wall, and actually I found that didn't work well for me. Obviously I'm not up against the wall, but even when I was, I'd still get shot up in the air, and I wasn't able to charge in the air, and so I would take fall damage. However, if you're facing out into the open, as long as you're fast with the charge, you can grab the charge in the air and take no fall damage, which is obviously the preferred option because, yeah, you don't want to take any damage. Don't worry about when you get frozen. You'll get out of it in a second. And just keep focusing the boss. Focus the boss. The bear does do a debuff that lowers your armor by 75%, which is why I wear so much armor. I think I look, and it's even with the 75% debuff, I'm still at 9,000, which isn't great, but I mean, this is all physical damage, so anything you could do to get that number higher. I did end up using some healing. I think I at least popped a healing pot here. He just hits so hard. There's not much I can do if I'm about to die. I have done it where I didn't have to heal at all, but it's pretty rare. This guy just hits really hard. But maybe once you get some phase 2 gear, it won't be anything, just because your armor will be so much higher. Alright, I think he's about to throw me really quick here. And I see how I'm faced out. And then I fix myself. Alright, here I go flying. Watch me, and I take fall damage because I can't charge, and then I charge. You really want to prevent that. That's probably why I had to use the pot right here, because actually did that twice. That's probably the difference between a win and a loss. So again, I recommend facing him so your back is to the open, so you can air charge. And yep, here's my pot just in case, and charge. Yep, and he's dead. Now, once he's dead, the bear does not go away. You have to burn it down to 20. I think it's 20%. This is pretty straightforward. He hits for nothing. I end up popping out and healing in a second here and realizing he's not doing any damage to me. So I probably even could have went cat form to burn him down faster, but I just wanted to stay in bear form. Pretty straightforward. It's literally just a tank and spike, bear on bear. It's pretty boring. I think I'm going to speed it up really quick here because you get the gist of the whole fight. So that's 3 bosses, 1 we had to skip. We're on the 4th boss now. If you're not familiar, he's one of those long-legged things. I don't know what they're called. He does 2 different types of damage. He does melee damage and spell damage in the form of chain lightning. Obviously, the chain isn't a big deal for you because you're the one here. But this might be a good place to get more. I stuck with the same set I had, but I would maybe go more stamina on this fight just because... Oh, I'm lost here. I go to the wrong place. I would go more stamina on this fight just because that chain lightning hits harder than his melee do. You'll see the damage here. But I'll let you watch it. It's in its entirety, but it's pretty much just a tank and spank. I do pop out and heal, which is something good you can do on this fight. I wait until the very... I'm too low to do this. I probably should have done it earlier, and my mana wasn't full. But he doesn't hit often. It's pretty slow attack speed, so you can easily bark skin, pop out, heal. Yeah, he's hitting for 500 per swing, and then... Oh, I resist that one, but we'll see what the chain lightning hits for. Here it comes. Yeah, for 2,000. So I would really like to get that reduced a little bit, or maybe just have more stamina so that 2,000 isn't that big of a deal. I think 400 damage is fine, especially when you're getting that 550 every 6 seconds. So yeah, pop out here, comfortably heal, and then I go back to bear. I really don't like the choices I made here. I probably would have healed one more time and then innervated before I did this, but this was my first kill, which is why I'm using this footage. This is the first time I fought this guy. I could have probably skipped the hunter guy and came here first, but I was so frustrated with that hunter, I stuck with him, and once I finally got him down, this is the fight for which I actually downed him, which is the first one. Now I do pop a heal pot here poorly because I don't know how to click things. There you go, a heal. I really should be, yeah, regular healing touch. And then innervating maybe, yep. Now, I don't have bark skin up because I just used it, but I would recommend only shifting when bark skin's on cooldown, which is why I was saying I probably should have shifted out earlier so that I could just use bark skin twice. I do end up using it again, but only out of force necessity, not like out of my choosing. But as you can see, he's at 30% here. I'm getting a little low on my health. So I'm probably gonna, yeah, I think I do I use Frenzied Regen? Yep, Frenzied Regen just to keep me alive. This is a pretty close, I don't like this at all. He's about to chain lightning me, I really hope. I think if I hadn't resisted that, I was dead there. But luckily I did. Again, if you heal earlier, it's not that big of a deal. So now I'm popping out. Resisted again. I'm gonna get really lucky on this. And then, but I realize now that it's easier just to heal myself through, so I just top myself off for the most part, and now he's dead. Yes, this is actually a tricky fight just because you've got to know when to pop out and heal and when to just do the damage. But yeah, I did it. It's successful. You're gonna see that in a few seconds. And that's it. Underbog is completed. I know I had to skip a boss. If you can figure out a way to down that boss, please let me know, because I hate not being a full completionist and leaving that one boss down. But hey, we all have to make sacrifices where we can. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you get to try this out and let me know how you do. Thanks and take care.